Hi, it's Tina and Tim again, and we really have to emphasize, and I mean really emphasize today, about being prepared from the get-go, and I mean for your consultation. So, what's an example of not being prepared when somebody calls for the first time, and guess what? That attorney you were looking to speak to just happens to be available and is willing to speak to you. What can go wrong? Take it away.
What you should have at your disposal if you're going to call a law firm and you're looking for an attorney in consultation, number one, know the facts of your case and know them quickly. Short answers are the best answer. Attorneys and their staff don't have time to sit there and listen to every facet and nuance from 12 years ago as to why you need an attorney now. All we want to know is the pertinent information.
Right.
Do you currently have an order? Yes or no?
Right.
If you do have an order, can you supply me with that order? And what is the family file or the index number or the heading on it so I can look it up in the system? I want to know that.
Wait. So don't go into some long explanation that you didn't realize you'd get to speak to somebody. If you didn't expect to speak to somebody, then why did you call?
Don't call.
So just remember that. Be prepared. Go ahead, Tim.
Be prepared. So know that. If you're the one who filed the petition, know quickly. If I say, well, what are the grounds? What's your reason for looking for this? Just say there's a lot of CPS issues involved, or we're not getting along, or they're withholding the child. That's all I need to know. Okay, that's it. You're getting your foot in the door. I'm going to look. I'm going to put you in my system. Know your cell phone number. Know where you live. That's helpful.
Have an email address.
Your email address. If you are asked a question, because I ask them often when I'm taking people's information, little answers, quick answers. If I say, Tina, where do you work?
Well, I used to work at this place and they let me go about 6 years ago. So now I'm trying.
No, all I need to know is I work here. I work as an apple picker. I work at Amazon. That's all I need to know. Or I'm self-employed and I do construction.
Right. We don't need the background. I don't need how you became self-employed. It's not relevant. Just quick. So
quick.
Hey, like Tim said, who's your lawyer? If you don't have one, the answer is I don't have one.
Don't have one.
What's the other side's lawyer's name?
Who's the attorney for the child?
Yeah, you should know that if you've been to court. Or if it's just you're exploring, you've never ever spoke to a lawyer and you don't know all these things, still it's good to know the full name of the person you had a child with, the full name of your own child and date of birth. These are good things. What the addresses are, what the person's occupation is. You would know these things, right?
Yeah, keep it basic, keep it simple. You may on the off chance luck out that the attorney answers the phone because they're in the office on lunch and they're like, oh, I'll just answer the phone. Or they're not looking at their caller ID and saying, I don't know this person. So they just answer it. And lo and behold, now you're speaking to the attorney and you have to present why you want this attorney to work for you. Because there's the other misconception. Just because you're calling to hire an attorney does not mean they're going to take your case on.
Correct. And there's other things. So if an attorney gets a little testy with you, it's because the attorney is going through their own outline in their head of the information they need that's relevant so that they can get to the conversation you want to have about those little nuancey facts that are what's creating the issue and why you picked up the phone and why you wanted to talk to this particular attorney. So
and what options you may have, or that attorney may say to you, listen, you don't meet the prima facie basis here to even file right now. You don't have enough to file right now. So here's what you need to get if you want to file that petition.
Or
that may happen.
Or like we just did in another thing, you know what? You agreed and now you're having buyer remorse. So everybody's going to have a different opinion. Everybody has a different style. But what we're trying to get at is if you call a law office, be sure to give the very pertinent information and why you are calling. It's not, an attorney is not a surgeon that is doing exploratory surgery on you, where they're just opening you up and trying to figure it out themselves. No, an attorney has a set of questions and a set of thoughts that they want you to answer so they can figure out what's going on in a quick way, so that they can go on to their other cases and go on to the rest of their day, or go on to speak to Tim and find out, hey, we've got court coming up, but I want to, you know, personally, I want to give you the time and attention. But if it's going to take me like extracting teeth, I'm not going to have time doing that. And you're going to get somebody who's kind of talk to you kind of pissy. But I, you know, as an attorney, I apologize, but we are all extremely busy. And that doesn't mean we're not caring and attentive. Tim's trying to. We're just trying to figure out, why are you calling? So that way we have an understanding. And, you know, it's called trying to get to know you, right? If you like the way we know, right?
I say it like this. I tell everybody who calls in, I tell even my clients this. I run the office like I run an ER. I triage. So I need to know what the exact symptoms are and if it's life-threatening or not. Because if it's not life-threatening, you're at the back of the line for the person who's got a little bit more of an immediate issue going on. Because I can't handle everything all at once. It's not like I get 1 or 2 phone calls a day. I get close to 40 or 50 calls a day, plus courts, plus attorneys, plus emails, and I've got to figure out whose case is on deck that I have to talk about before we go into the appearance to say, what are we going to ask this judge? And I have to figure out who's coming up next so I can advise Tina, hey, this is what this case is. This is what they're looking for. This is what you need to do. Okay, so breathe and just remember, keep it simple, write on the fact, be prepared, and your experience will go very smoothly, and you will actually get more done than if you tell me your whole life story.
Right. So remember, a consult is a meeting between you and a lawyer, trying to get to know each other, see if you like the style of the way they do business, way the office does business. They're not going to cure every symptom during a consultation, but you'll get an idea of where they might take your case forward. So remember, as attorneys, we're not going to solve that problem at a consultation. We're going to think about things we can do and give you options with an O.
Great segue there, just to put that out there for a consultation. When you get a consultation, you are not getting legal advice. You are getting what your options may be under the law, what you may or may not be able to do, but we're not going to sit here and say, oh, you need to file this petition and that petition, and here's why, and here's what you need. That's legal advice. And not to sound awful, but I am not in the practice of giving free legal advice.
Oh God, Tim, so crass, but that's what
It's the truth.
But attorneys don't want to. So bottom line is, that's why we make these videos. So that way, you know, a consult's a consult. It's about options. Yeah, maybe you could file this or do that. It's like an outline. There's different trees and limbs that you could do, but it's not everything, and it might be completely overwhelming. But it's your opportunity to talk to the lawyer and figure out if you want to hire them or not. That's all it really is. And then you take it to the next level. So we just needed to say that because we want your experience when you're trying to have your first consultation with a lawyer to be a lot more productive, rather than getting the attorney or the staff member frustrated because they're not getting the information they need to pass on, or the information that's needed to give you back relevant information. So, hey, that was our little tip for now, and we hope you have a rest. I can't even talk anymore. See, have a good day. That's all. Just have a
There you go.
day.